Good evening. My name is Laura Scofield, and I'm here to show you how flags happen. And as you can see, you had a lot of flags before going to bed tonight. So have you ever stopped thinking how flags are in our daily life? Did you forget to notice that flags are actually everywhere, and you kind of like forget to notice? That's how we behave with design too. So I'm here tonight to talk about flags, but actually to tell you how important design is in your daily life and how design shape your culture and you're not even noticing it. So I wonder if people know that there are people crazy like me who studies flags. And the name is vexillology. It's kind of weird, but it's vexillum logy, which means the study of flags. Vexillum is flags. And there is this guy, the first one who studied this, that he said that it's almost like a human impulse to design flags, to have flags, to actually use them with all sort of intention. And now I'm gonna show you that it is a human impulse. Because flags can mean origin, flags mean belonging, belief, they identify, they help you support, and they show about ideology. They help you deny, and they help you mourn. So they're really basic human needs, it seems like. They're in the arts, they are in the science, they are in the sports, they are in the music, they are also fashion industry and also in the religion. So even today, they are helping people who wants to emancipate. People who actually doesn't even know where they belong in the world. Like this one. I don't know if you knew this, but there's a refugee flag for a refugee nation. So isn't it funny that one of the most old symbols is we're still using them? Why are we still using them the way we are, and why are we designing them the way we do? So these were my questions, and isn't it difficult to answer such a very right? Anyway, so this was my research question, which is really, really challenging to actually try to come up with answers for this in such a short period. So I started to bring a new idea for design criticism. So to study flags design, I actually proposed to observe flags through not a conventional way. That would be probably, as you designers here in the audience, which is like semiotics. I propose to use an interdisciplinary way, which is I used art history and philosophy from George D.D. Huberman, media theory, and also philosophy from Willem Flusser, and most important, the iconology of Hans Belting. And I'm gonna explain you how. Because all of them thinks that we understand the world through images, right? Is this one working here? Good. Oh. I was feeling something here in my ear. It's not making any sense. So they all understand the world through images. And that's why I used Hans Belting theory to talk about flags through an anthropology of images, I guess. Why? Because the way they thought that we create images to understand the world was really intriguing for me. For Hans Belting, we only understand images, so don't worry. Images is not something that is actually physical for him. Images needs a medium for them to actually appear, and we need our body to understand these images. For you to be a little bit more clear, it's like the code of the dead, which means when somebody died, their visible presence went away along with the body, right? So that means that when we started creating three-dimensional like images, like statues, dolls, we use them as mediums to incorporate the image of this person that was not there anymore. And of course, our body to actually perceive this. And that's how hands belting states that images happen. They need to take a place in a medium, and we need our body to recognize it. And for me, that's how I approach the idea of flags happen. Just to make sure nobody's just gonna fall asleep yet, and I'm the first one, please. Hans Belting used another metaphor, not the Code of the Dead, which is two sides of the same coin. And I'm gonna explain this to you, because our mind, we're very clever, but we're not. Because we actually, when we see a medium, we're just seeing like a cloth, like squares, bars, and triangles, and we're still struggling with them, as you can see, the Palestinian guy over there. But when we see a flag, we actually see the other side. We meet the image. So that's why design can actually be very powerful, creating those mediums, because we actually can see it through. But how does that actually relate to design? So these guys here, this is like a website, flagsstories.co. So they gather all the information they had, like available online, about flags design. And they actually showcased very precisely that we as designers, we have very restricted shapes and colors to design flags, which means this is like how this is powerful. Can I take you back to the refugee flag that we saw, like the life jacket, how that image is really latent in our mind, and with the use only of squares, like stripes, to actually give that image in our mind? So that's why I say, like, in the end of the day, the graphic design and design itself is so powerful, because we are actually able to give these images a place through design itself. And that's the notion of George D. Huberman that I used to conclude my work, which is rendre. I'm sorry, I don't speak French, but Pierre can correct me later on the backstage, which means to render. And render in French means two different things, which is to transform images into something new, the way we actually create them and give them back, and also to return. And that's how I invite you, all designers here tonight, to think how we actually have the power to shape the culture through very, for example, universal forms, right? And the way we interact with them every day in our lives. And that's how I understand that flags are actually the human desire through the lenses of design itself. Like, we can actually, the way we assemble those forms and we create meaning with them, it's the way that we can actually incorporate the memory, shape the culture, and give them back to who them belong. So, thank you very much. Thank you.